Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty well today. It's a little overcast here. We may get some rain later this week, not today, but the heat's back, the humidity is back, so we're back to summertime again. We had a nice little week where it was a little bit cooler in the evenings and mornings, but it's all gone now. But it's supposed to be cooling off at the end of the week here. I guess midweek we're gonna get some rain and stuff. So another cool front's coming in. So thank goodness because it's very humid and hot again. So thank you guys for setting me straight from my last video. A lot of you guys emailed me and just really supported me, lifted me up, and gave me some good advice, which I really needed. And that's why I kind of tell y'all things that I shouldn't, because I know that I'm going to hear what I need to hear. So that really did help me out. I really appreciate all you guys. There was a lot more to the story that I couldn't say, of course, because of, I don't want to damage anybody's reputation. But there was a lot more to the story. And when your children are making what you feel is possibly, bad choices, it's hard. It's really hard. But thank you guys for helping me see the light and lifting me up. I really appreciate it. Especially Alan. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank y'all. Okay, so before I am going to do a little reading here. I think I'm going to read on Trump and Biden, and a lot of things are going on there, with them trying to get this infrastructure bill passed. Is it going to pass and all that? There's, gosh, there's so much turmoil going on in our government constantly. I don't know when it's ever going to be, nice and smooth. I guess never. But I wanted to tell you guys, a lot of you are like me. During COVID, when we were in lockdown, we ate too much, and I had gained quite a bit of weight. I had gained over 10 pounds, and I've lost that weight. Thank goodness. It was really hard for me to do, and I kept trying and trying and trying, and that's what you got to do. Just keep trying. And I found out that the intermittent fasting really works well, because I was trying to do low carb and all that, and it just didn't seem like it was coming off. But if I do the intermittent fasting with low carb, it works good. So of course I had to cut out sugar. I cut out sugar completely out of my diet. Don't even have it in, not even going to have my pumpkin creamer this fall, which makes me really sad because I love it. I love it. I will drink full cream though in my coffee, so that's fine. I'll have one coffee with cream in it and one black. I get sick of either one, so I have to go back and forth a little bit. But I was listening to, I don't know if y'all have seen him before, Dr. Jason Fung. Look him up on YouTube. He's got tons of videos. He's got great advice for all kinds of things. And he uses intermittent fasting for, diabetes, losing weight, all kinds of things. Because when you stop eating, your body has a chance to start healing. And y'all need to go and just look at his videos and listen to what he says and how you can do this intermittent fasting. You can just fast, for 12, 16, 17 hours. It means you would probably eat like once a day. But you can eat, it's not like how much you're eating. And of course, you don't want to have a whole bunch of breads at the meal and, something like that, because will turn into sugar. Carbohydrates turn into sugar. So you want to limit your breads and your sugars and all that. But then you can just sit down and eat a meal. I eat rice with my meals, and I'm still losing weight, So I'm not eating no carbs. I'm eating low carbs. And I'm finding out that I'm working out well doing like 16, 17 hours fasting. So I'll eat once a day. And sometimes I eat twice a day. And sometimes they say not to snack in between. But if I get really hungry and, if I'm just starving to death, I'll eat a handful of nuts, That will really tide me over and help me out. So just go watch his videos, you guys. If you're having any trouble losing weight, it's really helped me a lot. I've lost probably close to 13 pounds now. So, of course, I needed to lose some weight anyway, so before the pandemic. Also, I wanted to tell y'all about a product that I found. I just want to share anything with you guys that I find that's working well for me. I want to share it with y'all. A lot of you people have arthritis, right, in your hands and stuff because we're getting to that age where we get a lot of arthritis. And I have felt arthritis in my fingers throughout my life. You know, I will have times where it kind of hurts and my fingers will ache, hands will ache and everything. And then it'll go away and then it'll come back again and go away. Well, as I've gotten older, you know, my hands, like I'll go walk the dogs and I come back and my hands are just killing me. They're just, my fingers are hurting and everything. And I found this product, and I'm because of YouTube. Thank goodness for YouTube. It's called Moringa. And there was a guy on there talking about, he's made this video a few years back, but he was saying how this has helped his arthritis, that he doesn't even feel the arthritis anymore in his hands. But he takes I think he said he takes 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And it says just to take 2. So I take 2 in the mornings and that's it. And I've been doing this now for a couple of weeks and I have no pain in my hands anymore, y'all. It's gone. So it's like an anti-inflammatory. Look it up. It's Moringa. I got this off Amazon. It says Pura Vida. So it works, you guys. I had somebody email me and ask me to do a healing for them, and she was having a lot of arthritis issues. So I said, I did the healing for her, and I didn't even think about that I'm taking this at all. And then Spirit's like, why don't you tell her what you take? I'm like, okay. So I thought I'd share it with you guys too. Anyway, all right. So hopefully you guys are doing well. I called my mother here yesterday, I think it was. I called her and she, you know, she's hardcore Republican. She hasn't had no vaccination, nothing. Neither has anybody in my family, you know. My own family, yes, but not my extended family. And she said, Biden is tearing up this country. And I was just like, well, how are you, Mom? I didn't even want to talk to her about it. She's older and I don't want to get her all upset and everything, you know. So I just try to change the subject with her because, you know, there's no arguing with her. There's no arguing with, you know, Trump supporters. There's just no arguing with them. You can't make them see the light of day, you know. I don't know what will, you know. Anyway, so, yeah. And Trump is having rallies now, left and right. Is he going to be allowed to run for president? You know, he's under investigation right now. He's being investigated for voter fraud. So I'm going to ask that. I'm going to do a little reading and see what Spirit has to say about him, you know, being investigated for voter fraud, if he's going to be allowed to run for president. He's a crazy man. You know, I love Joe Biden. I think he's a very progressive president, and he's for what most people are for, you know. You know, he believes in climate change. I believe in climate change, don't you? I mean, most people believe in these things. Even if you're a Republican, don't you believe in climate change? Can't you go outside and see that that's real? Also, women should be paid as much as men. You know, I believe that. Joe Biden believes that. Doesn't everybody believe that? Don't even Republican women believe that? And most people believe that we should at least be paying $15 an hour. At least, you know. I just found out my sister got a $10 raise. She works, I don't know, she works for an insurance company on the internet. She doesn't have to go to work. She just works over the internet, and they just gave her a $10 raise. So that's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. And women, you know, everybody should be paid at least $15, but you can't really even live on $15. Also, most people believe that women have a right to control their bodies, you know. This is the argument I want to have with my mother, but I can't do it. You know, I don't want to put pressure on her. But doesn't everybody believe women should have the right to control their bodies? I mean, come on. And, you know, we should have universal health care. You know, I feel like that everybody wants health care, right? Everybody does. So Joe Biden, he's a progressive president, and he wants what most people want. So I don't know how anybody could ever, vote for Trump or think that Trump is progressive in any way at all. Okay, so we're stuck right now with this 3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. It's kind of like stuck because of Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, I think her name is, and they're kind of holding out, saying that they don't want I guess the rich to be taxed. How much money do they make? that I think Joe Manchin said it's too big. It costs too much money. It's too big. And then Kristen, she's just saying she doesn't want to tax the rich at all, not at all. And I know she's not a rich lady, right? She's not a rich lady. So she either has money in her family or, she's afraid of the Trumpsters not voting for her again, right? Oh, you guys, I just heard that I was just looking through some videos and I heard that Beto O'Rourke may run for governor of Texas. Woohoo! Wouldn't that be wonderful? That would be so fantastic. And Abbott's approval rating is going down, 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 down because, he's against all the things that are protecting us Texans. And people here, the ones that aren't vaccinated, they're in bad shape. There's somebody here in our county. There's, unfortunately, I hate to report this, but it's a pest control company that's locally owned, and everybody got COVID. That whole family got COVID, and already I believe 2 people have died in their family from it. But I looked on their Facebook page. I really didn't know, how they felt about things, if they were vaccinated or not. And I went back and looked at their pages after they passed away, and they have all the stuff about I don't want to wear a mask and but all anti-vaccination and everything. And now 2 of them have died, and there's another one in intensive care still. So it's, people from other countries, they are, begging for the vaccine, and we have people here and we're begging them to take it. It's so crazy. My husband has a niece in Iran. She just had a baby. She just had her second baby. I mean, it was just born in the last few weeks, and her husband is in intensive care with COVID. He's in his 30s. He's very young, but he's in intensive care. And, COVID is so crazy. He was doing really good, and they thought they were going to take him out of intensive care, and all of a sudden his oxygen levels dropped down to like 60 something. So they had to, they were like, no, got to stay in intensive care. So he's still there, and we're just praying for him and sending him healing, and hopefully, he'll be okay. He's young and strong, but I guess it's got a good hold of him. It's just, crazy. And then this Abbott, he's here telling everybody, you don't need to wear a mask. You shouldn't have to wear a mask. He doesn't give any of our businesses protection here to anything to stand on, And also look at the law they've passed for abortions. The women have no rights, which I know that's going to be changed. I'm not worried about that. That is going to be changed. It's going to be challenged. The first thing that, there's already a doctor that's performed an abortion already that's, being sued or whatever. So we'll see how that plays out, and I think that's just going to be the start. He's just one that started it, and I think others will continue to follow in his footsteps, and provide women with with what they need. They need it. Okay, what else? Oh, and I saw that, and I've read on him before, Matthew McConaughey, that he may run for governor too. And more people like Matthew McConaughey than Beto O'Rourke, because he's a celebrity, and that's really not fair for celebrities to get involved. And he won't even declare if he's a Republican or a Democrat. He won't even tell us what he believes in, what he stands for. Why would anybody want to, you know, vote for him? You don't even know where he stands or anything. And more people, they're saying, well, obviously the people in Texas aren't that smart, you know, because look who we got. But they're already, you know, pulling behind Matthew McConaughey, and they don't even know what he stands for at all. Although he did say he was kind of against guns at one time, but you know, I don't know, he's a Texan, y'all. He's a major Texan, so he's got to be Republican. He's got to be. I don't know. I lived here. I wasn't born here, and I've always been a fish out of water here, no matter what, even in my own family. But if you feel strongly about a certain values and a certain point of view, then wouldn't you have that be known, right? And I think because of the industry that he's in the entertainment industry, he's never wanted to offend his fans, so he's never, you know, said he's this way or that way. Now, if he does run for governor, he's going to have to declare, you know, what he's for and what he's against. And I think that's kind of giving him a little bit of a pause on whether he wants to do that or not, because, you know, people might not like you anymore. I can say for one, Clint Eastwood, I always loved his movies and I loved him as an actor. But then when he did that, you know, thing against the Democrats and that empty chair against Obama, remember that? When he talked to that empty chair, like, I could not stand him after that. I can't stand to watch his movies. I'm like, I'm done with you. I don't like Clint Eastwood anymore, you know, because of his political views, because he used his platform for, you know, for the Republicans. If, you know, I don't care what he believes in, but because he did that in such a public way, I don't like him. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to take a look at Matthew McConaughey, and I don't even have my cards out here, and Beto O'Rourke. We'll see what's going on here. I got him. And Trump, will he be allowed to run for president? What's going on with him? So a lot of people are saying that Joe Biden's, you know, approval rating is down. That people aren't approving of the way things are being handled, the way he's, you know, running things. I think he's doing all right. You know, he believes in the filibuster because Joe Biden really believes in people coming together. You know, because he's old school and he believes that the Republicans and the Democrats should come together and govern together. So he's kind of like holding out that they will be able to pass this bill, that they'll be able to work together and come together, you know, in a bipartisan way like they did when, you know, he was a senator a long time ago. They're not working like that anymore. They're not working for the people. These senators are not working for the people. They're working for the donors. It's unfortunate, but they are working for the donors, and that's it. They're trying to save their own seats. They're not doing the will of the people. They're doing the donors, and they're, you know, because sometimes people don't know what's good for them, you know, and that's why we elect wiser people in positions so that they'll understand what's good for the whole, you know, not just good for a few, not for just for the rich. All right. I just wish they would get rid of that filibuster. I wish they'd just get rid of it and just, you know, do it. And then that would mean that the Republicans had a no vote on anything. But that's what they would do to us. If they were in power, they would do that to us. Definitely, for sure. I don't know. But I think Biden's just not going to support that because he's just so old school, you know. He really is. All right. So, let's take a look here. So will Trump, let's take a look at Trump first, okay? Will Trump be allowed to to run for president? Is he going to be allowed to run for president? Is he going to be allowed to run for president? Is he going to be allowed to run for president? Honestly, truthfully. Let's see. All right, sorry, you guys. I don't usually shuffle the cards too much. It's kind of a little bit hard for me to talk and shuffle the cards at the same time. Chew gum and walk at the same time. Can I do that? Just barely. All right, so let's take a look at that, Spirit. That's what we want to know. Is Trump going to be allowed to run for president? Honestly, truthfully. What can I tell everybody? I think he starts out, he does start out as being able to, it looks like it. This is the first card I pulled, Knight of Cups. So it looks like he's going to offer himself up as president again. That's what this is, an offer. So I feel like in the very beginning, so maybe he's not stopped at the beginning because he's already doing his rallies too. So he's kind of already running, right? It's like he's already doing it, unfortunately. The next card is the Empress card. Many people are still supporting Trump, no matter what he does or what he says. Of course, we see that, we saw that on January the 6th, and it gives him hope that everything's going to turn out okay because, he still has a lot of supporters. So he thinks that, he has a shot. He thinks he has a chance still. But the next card I see here tells a different story. This is the Wheel of Fortune card. This means the tide is changing for Trump. And even though he feels like, he has all this support and everything, it's not going to be the same good luck that he had in 2016. He's going to find out that everything has changed now. Okay, so that's good. Thank goodness. And the last card I pulled is the King of Swords. And this is my Biden card. So I feel like, of course, Biden's not going to stop him, but the Biden administration, I think that, they'll enforce the law. The DOJ, Merrick Garland, he'll put a stop to Trump running for president before 2024, before we have to vote. So we may see him for a while on the campaign trail, but then he'll be stopped. That's what I feel like is coming up. I don't know if y'all can hear it. The dogs are kind of whining and barking. My daughter has her older dogs here, and I might have to go see to them in a second. Okay, so let's take a look at, running out of time here. Let's take a look at Beto O'Rourke. Let's take a look at him and see what's going on, if he's going to run or not. Okay, guys, so I had to go and get those dogs and quiet them down a little bit so they're fine. Their mama just came home, so they should be quieter now. I went ahead and shuffled the cards while I had the camera on pause, and this is about Beto O'Rourke running for governor of Texas. So take a look at this. This is the Ace of Wands. This is, this is like he's thinking about it. He's doing the things necessary to get it started. This is just like preliminary work that he's doing. So this is a good opportunity for him to move forward, to have his name stay out there in the public, to get the recognition that he needs. But this is just the beginning stage of it, okay? So this doesn't tell the whole story. He's it's a good opportunity. We're hearing about it, so we're not forgetting about Beto, thank goodness. And he had tried to get Ted Cruz's seat, right? Then I have the Tower next. So I don't know if he decides not to do that at all. So everything kind of like turns upside down. Some things happen in his life. Maybe he decides not to run for governor, but I think he would make a magnificent governor. I'd love to see him in that position, but maybe through whatever's going on with his family, things that are happening, he may decide to do something else. And that's what I'm seeing here. The next card tells me, for some reason, those, things go south on that, deciding to do that. Put it that way. He's not going to do it. It doesn't look like he's going to do it. So he's making a plan. He's thinking about doing something else. So I don't know if he's still looking to try to get a Senate seat in Texas. He thinks that that'll be better because he's got a different plan here, and he's following a different plan because of some things that come up in his life and turn things upside down. This plan to run for governor, maybe he investigates it and it's not something that he really wants to do. He's going to go with this alternate plan, okay? And like I said, this may be a Senate seat, but he is planning on doing something. He's not going to just not do anything. He's got a choice to make here. That's what the 2 is about. And he'll be making a choice I believe, to do something else. So I think he will run, but not as a governor, But he's keeping his name out there right now so that we won't forget who he is and what he stands for. And the end, he gets the strength card. So whatever he decides to do, he's very strong in that. This is my kitty right here. And he'll have a lot of support, and he'll be very good for that position. Okay, so we're going to see him come back definitely and run for office. But I don't think it's going to be governor. And that's really strange and too bad. I would like to see him be governor, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'd vote for him in a heartbeat, though, if he would run. And I did vote for him, and I will. Okay, so let's take a look at, if Matthew McConaughey decides to run, that may be the reason why Beto doesn't go up against him, because he's got a huge following. He teaches out at UT and everything, so he may decide that's a losing race. I don't know. He may decide that that's not a good option for him. So let's take a look and see if Matthew McConaughey is going to run for governor of Texas. If Matthew McConaughey stood for everything Democrats stand for, I'd vote for him, but I don't know where he stands on any of the issues. And I do believe that he did go and play golf with Trump a few times. So I think they might be a little bit buddy-buddy. Yeah. And he's had some, let's say, feelings for the Republicans, He feels sympathetic towards the Republicans and some of the things that he said. Very, he understands how they feel, how it feels to lose and all that. He feels for them. Yeah. Like they felt for us when Hillary Clinton lost, right? All right, so is Matthew McConaughey, is he going to run for governor? What can I tell everybody? Yes or no? Y'all about to get a visit from my kitty. She's prowling around here. Come here. You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on. She's coming. Come on. Come up here. Come here. Come see me. I got so much stuff on my desk. She's like, how am I going to get up here? All right. This is interesting, y'all. Very interesting. So, it's kind of funny here. This is the King of Wands. He's a very creative man, and, he's kind of thinking outside the box. Sorry about that. My door opened up just a crack. I think my husband's home. Um, but he sees himself more in the role of motivator, teacher. He's more of a supporting role for the people than a leader for the people. That's what this card suggests. The next one is Eight of Swords. So, because, he is an entertainer, so he does feel like he's, not able to speak out and say what he believes and thinks about because he doesn't want to alienate other people. So he is restricted on what he can say and what he can do because of his career, So he feels very restricted. Though there's a lot of, this is Knight of Pentacles, a lot of support for him, and he has a lot of ambition, He really, he believes strongly in the things that he wants to do and to, help his fellow people. But again, I feel like he's more of a motivator and a teacher and not a leader. And that's why this is like in this horse here, you see, he's stopped. So he's not going to move forward. So I feel like this isn't going to happen, even though he likes being in this role, but I think he would prefer to motivate people and challenge them. And the next card I get is the Death card. So this means, things are changing abruptly. So he may be thinking about it one way or the other. It changes abruptly. That's the Death card. So he may be thinking about doing this and entertaining that thought, and then all of a sudden he's like, no, I don't want to alienate all the people that, have supported me through my career and all that. And I think he just decides not to do it because it's not who he is. But we'll see how that works out, okay? If I read that right. Here's Kitty. Here she is. Come here. Come here. All right, guys. So I'm going to close this out. I've already been 30 minutes talking. Here's my kitty cat. She's so sweet. I love her so much. She's such a good little girl. You know what? She's so funny. I told you I have this food problem with her. She's getting really finicky. So I give her dry food and I give her wet food. She used to like Fancy Feast. She don't like it no more. And then I got her that Calico Cat. She liked it for a little while. She don't like it no more. So I'm giving her those Fancy Feast little individual packages. And you can see the rice and the tender vittle stuff in it. She likes those pretty good. She likes whatever costs more. She likes it the best, I guess. Like everybody else. What costs more tastes better. Well, I got her some new dry kibble. I bought her the I Am's cat food. And she does not like it. I bought her a big old bag of it, and I'm pouring it in there. And when she tells me she don't like something, she does that scratching by the bowl, and it's so funny to watch her. My husband said, or my daughter said, we should do a taste test and get a bunch of variety of cat food and film her doing a taste test. Does she like this or that? The last cat food I bought for her was, it was in a plastic container that had a lid. I don't even remember I have to go look at it. I still have but they didn't have any more. They were completely out of it. And for some reason, our H-E-B here is always out of cat food. It's so weird. But they had that I Am's cat food. They had a big old bag of that. And it looks like a good name brand, It was pricey, but not as pricey as some of the other stuff, but it wasn't as cheap as a store brand. I think she'd like the store brand, I think she likes that cheap stuff better. Because I bought that for her in the past, a little bit of it, to see how she'd like it, and she really liked it a lot. Anyway, it was in one of those little containers that, you can hold, plastic container. But they were out of it, let me look and see what that was. Okay, here it is. It was the Hill Country Fair H-E-B. Now, I filled it back up with I Am's. I needed a lid on it because I like it to stay fresh. So I like this little container here. And she can't get into it either because if she can get to the bag, she'll tear it open. You know how it is. She'll talk if I ask her if she's hungry. Let's see. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Tell everybody. Do you want to eat? Did y'all hear that? Do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? That's how she talks. She does that. She's so funny. Anyway, so she doesn't like I Am's cat food. So I don't know if you guys have had any trouble getting your cat to eat that. She don't like it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I give it to a shelter or give it to my daughter. Maybe her cats will eat it. Hopefully. I don't know. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. Again, thank you so much for all the good advice that you've given me. You know, just to let you guys know, I'm not perfect. I have problems just like everybody else. And even though I try to help people with what they're going through in their lives, sometimes I need help too. And I really appreciate you guys helping me out. Okay? So I love you guys. If you would like to get a reading with me, please contact me. My email's down below. I'm also doing portal closings, energy cleanse. What else? Chakra balance. Whatever you need, okay? All right, guys. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. Y'all take care.